What's good, you Buffs fans? Welcome on back to another episode of the Red Zone SCO. It's Chris. Wanted to go ahead and just briefly check in with you guys and say I hope you guys are doing well. Let me know down in the comment section how you guys are doing, as well as just briefly thank you guys for all the likes and the subscribers last video. Thank you guys. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. Comment down below on how you guys are enjoying this content, and like the video. Most importantly, let's go. Just wanted to go ahead and take a couple of seconds to say, once again, thank you guys for 15 subscribers. That means an absolute lot to me. I definitely wouldn't be here without you guys, and man, appreciate you guys. So, without further ado, I'm gonna jump straight on into it. Just wanted to go ahead and highlight that, but I just want to set the record straight here. Don't understand how CU gets put on upset alert and then the sky is falling all of a sudden. Just saying, there's a program that many believe to be a national championship contender, and that is Oregon, who only beat Idaho. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't think Idaho was a program that you needed to be worried about, but I guess apparently they are. So Oregon 14-24 comes away with a victory there. Is that something that we're going to go ahead and kind of highlight in the media? No. Why would we? Because CU almost losing to North Dakota State is a bigger deal. Who, by the way, has a fair amount of national championships at the same level that Idaho's at. I don't understand the correlation here, but that's hearsay to what the situation is now. Just briefly on that note, just a recap of North Dakota State game. I liked the ability to go ahead and transform and transition from where we were at the beginning of the first half into the second half and really turn things around. But we need to really evaluate things here, because we can't be flat-footed. We can't be off the start slow. We need to really come in and hit the ground running here in Nebraska. And just speaking purely off of the fact that CU came in last year and was flat-footed and kind of still won the game, but absolutely could have had a much more controlling approach to where the score led. Obviously, it's still a win, but I think that with looking back at Nebraska's film against UTEP, they were slow off the bat to begin with, and I think that if we can come in and really set the tone fast, and I know Coach Prime kind of talked about it, do you want to kick the ball off to begin with and then kind of stop them, come back on the field and score a touchdown and really silence them? I will be surprised if that's not what they want to do. I think that's a real momentum setter, especially in a crowd of, I believe they said it's 100,000. I know that this is like the highest priced tickets that are out there right now across the nation, which is surprising because Michigan versus Texas is going to be a really good game as well. So, take that as you may, but let's dive into this fact of where does CU need to improve, because there are glaring holes in this plan right now of the offense, and particularly I think the run game needs to be a little bit more switched up. I think we need to really go ahead and start playing some of these other running backs like Isaiah Augustave, who I believe would be a great backup to Dallin Hayden. And obviously both of these guys are fairly young. Both of them are sophomores. I think that we've got a very young running back core, and Charlie Oftenball, is a junior. So, I definitely see Charlie being somebody that we continue to rely on. However, I really would like to see us start switching up how we play these running backs situationally. I believe Dallin Hayden is one of those running backs that you're going to be able to start throwing slants, some more screen plays too. Because watching him in that play where he got that first down and stiff armed that North Dakota State linebacker, that was just electric, and that is exactly what type of play we need from him. He's a physical and big running back. Obviously 205 for 5'10", big boy, and then Isaiah Augustave is 6'2", 210. I mean, these boys are fast, agile, and can make some plays. And Charlie is somebody that is 5'11" and 185 pounds. Now, he's a great running back, but I definitely would like to see some rotational play that is more beneficial to schemes and play options, delegating these guys a little bit more flexibility. So now, obviously, Shador was very integral in making sure that, audibles are being called, and we were really, really dominating in the air. So I understand that you want to make sure that you have somebody that can run, that can not only be a runner but also switch that and pass block as well. And I know that maybe Shador's not really feeling comfortable with Michael Welsh and Brandon Hood at this point in terms of blocking right now, but those boys are going to learn, and Dallin Hayden did a fairly decent job, and I know Charlie has a little bit to work on there in that regard, because there were some things that definitely just did not click in picking up some rushing linebackers. But hey, it's game one, and give it to the kid. Let him learn a little bit. But I really hope that we make some adjustments there in the running back room to potentially start Isaiah Augustave and Michael Welsh and continue to give the rock to Dallin Hayden, because I think he's there. Everybody's just getting started there, and I would love to continue to see that room blossom. But just gonna say it, Isaiah Augustave is going to be somebody that I expect to be seeing on the field on Saturday evening. Now, I'm going to transition to the wide receivers room, because I think that it's important to kind of highlight the fact that everybody's really, really highlighting three players for Colorado as being the only individuals on this team that can contribute. And I don't think that's true. Obviously, Jimmy Horn Jr., fantastic player. Travis Hunter, I mean, if you don't know, now you know, best player in all of college football. But, that's not news from me. That's news from everybody. So, Shador, best quarterback out there as well. So I think it's very important, though, to highlight the fact that people are very much quick to gaze over how well the rest of the wide receiving core played. LaJohntay Wester had some electric plays as well. He broke a couple of tackles that would have resulted in, a 10-yard pickup, and then turned it into like almost a 15 to 20-yard gain. That's the type of play that you're not going to hear a whole lot about, but it is huge in the game, overall game scheme. Will Shepherd is somebody that also did not get a whole lot of airtime on TV last weekend, but you're going to be surprised when you see him being the guy that gets the ball on Saturday, because they're going to try to cover Travis Hunter and LaJohntay Wester. You cannot overlook how much of a threat LaJohntay Wester is. You cannot overlook how much of a threat Will Shepherd is going to be, because both of these guys are going to be huge in setting up some schemes for us. But they're going to be open. That's all I got to say. And then just a final note on where I want to see some improvement as well, and I think we will improve. But this is just, we really need to establish the tight ends in the blocking and running game, as well as passing game. I mean, we did not really have tight ends out there as tight ends, or at all, for that matter of fact. We really stacked the line with linemen. And fair, especially when we were passing the ball. But, I really want to see Sam Hart getting some tosses. I think that he's going to be somebody that can really make that difference in terms of allowing us to get some 5 to 10 yard short gains when needed. I think he's a great player for us here at CU. I didn't see a whole lot of tight end play coming, and now let me just go ahead and say, having having two coordinators from the NFL level who adjust week by week are going to be focusing on what is their strengths, what are their weaknesses, and maybe the evaluation was just that North Dakota State, based off of their previous film, is going to be a team that we need to throw the ball against a lot. And so that doesn't warrant a tight end. Arguably, I would say you still need a tight end in there, but hey, that might have just been the game plan for this week. Now, I know Robert Livingston said he was going to be a week-by-week type of deal, and I would assume the same is going to be applicable for the offense. So I'm hoping to see a lot more tight end play here from Sam Hart. I think that Savell Smalls, he did play a lot of snaps, but he was somebody that I saw more of a blocking individual. But I think if we can get the tight ends rolling, I think that run game is going to open up a bit more, because you're going to have to worry about, is that tight end going to get the ball? Are they going to pass it? The run game is not really there right now, and if that's the case and he can just go ahead and pop out and block, I think we can really establish the run game. But just some takeaways. Nebraska's got a fantastic defensive line. They are really, really going to be people. They're really going to be people that we need to watch out for. There were several linemen from last year that continue to play. I believe Cameron Lindenhart, number 11, is going to make a fairly large impact. Elijah Judy, definitely going to make an impact. I know for a fact that Jeremiah Butler, or Jimari Butler, my apologies, sir, is going to make an impact, number 1. I know that this defensive line is fairly experienced, but they also have some excuse me. They also have some young players as well, but Nash Hutmaker is going to be a phenomenal player for Nebraska as well. If we can come out and block, and get the passes off early, I think it's going to be a similar situation to last year's game. I think Nebraska is going to be dealing with a situation where they have a freshman quarterback and a bunch of defensive backs from Colorado and defensive linemen who are going to get to the quarterback. And it's just on Dylan Raiola to figure out if he's going to throw the ball early, and is he going to throw to Travis Hunter? Probably not. But, DJ McKinney and Colton Hood are people that I anticipate to be starting this week. Obviously, DJ McKinney's going to be in there, but I want to see Colton Hood in there, because I think he's fantastic, and I think he would flourish in a game like this, and I think he would play well. So I really hope that's where things go this week, and I'm going to go ahead and kind of give final score predictions. I'm going to say 34-47 CU takes the win in Nebraska. I'm not 100% sure on how that goes, but it could be a closer game than I'm anticipating. But I think CU walks away with this one, and hand in hand, shoulder to shoulder, the Buffs win. So thank you guys for tuning in, and let's go.